Because, guys, if you don't have money and you want something nice, either I got one or two ways. I sell drugs or I go steal it or I go take it. Those are my two options. Because I see Rolexes and I see Mercedes and I see nice things and I want them. But I don't have a job and I don't have opportunity and means to get it. So if I want it, I'm going to go get it.
According to detectives, there was a confrontation and one shot was fired. Johnson was pronounced dead at the hospital.
Like, what's wrong with her? She did not have to shoot him.
There's no reason that she should have waited until after he walked out the yard to try to shoot him.
She called the police already, then why would she shoot him?
Relatives say they don't believe Johnson stole anything from the home, but detectives would not confirm that.
You have to understand, you have to look at it from every child's point of view that was raised in the hood. How he gonna get his money to have clothes to go to school?
Well, we both felt the sting of those daily slights throughout our entire lives. The folks who crossed the street in fear of their safety. The clerks who kept a close eye on us in all those department stores. The people at formal events who assumed we were the help. And those who have questioned our intelligence, our honesty, even our love of this country. And I know that these little indignities are obviously nothing compared to what folks across the country are dealing with every single day. Those nagging worries that you're going to get stopped or pulled over for absolutely no reason. The fear that your job application will be overlooked because of the way your name sounds. The agony of sending your kids to schools that may no longer be separate, but are far from equal. The realization that no matter how far you rise in life, how hard you work to be a good person, a good parent, a good citizen, for some folks, it will never be enough.
Perhaps it softens hearts towards those lost young men. Tens and tens of thousands caught up in the criminal justice system. And lead us to make sure that that system's not infected with bias.
Being black is exhausting.
I think it's also important, I think everybody would agree, that if white communities were policed in the same way black communities were policed, you'd have a high rate of crime in white communities too. If white communities were policed in the same way black communities were policed, you'd have a high rate of crime in white communities too.
We now realize the way racial bias can infect us, even when we don't realize it. So that we're guarding against not just racial slurs, but we're also guarding against the subtle impulse to call Johnny back for a job interview, but not Jamal.
Being black is exhausting.
But America, we know that bias remains. We know it. Whether you are black or white or Hispanic or Asian or Native American or of Middle Eastern descent, we have all seen this bigotry in our own lives at some point. We've heard it at times in our own homes. If we're honest, perhaps we've heard prejudice in our own heads and felt it in our own hearts. We know that. And while some suffer far more under racism's burden, some feel to a far greater extent discrimination's sting. Although most of us do our best to guard against it and teach our children better, none of us is entirely innocent.
Please, sir, I want some more.